Today I'm playing the career of Brian Thomas all the way until the day he retires.
Call me a hater, but I honestly think Brian Thomas was one of the most, if not the most, overrated receiver in last year's draft.
Yup, he's inevitably gonna make me feel even more stupid today. We're picking up at the end of his rookie season, and he comes in as an 83 overall, which doesn't surprise me given his historical rookie season. Now, hopefully this team can eventually perform better for him. It really just depends whether or not Trevor Lawrence actually lives up to his potential, and Brian better hope so, because for his career challenge today, not only does he have to win a Super Bowl, he also has to win Offensive Player of the Year, he has to lead the league in both receiving yards and receiving touchdowns, and he has to become the best receiver in Jaguars history. That's if he doesn't leave the team at the end of his rookie contract because he's so tired of losing at that point. But if he completes all 5 of his career challenges, to make myself look even more stupid for calling him overrated, I gotta spend my money on his jersey and wear it in my videos for the entire next week. Now from here, we're gonna simulate through the offseason to see if the Jags front office actually uses the money they have to make this team better. We're also going to see who they end up drafting. Now, did they sign anybody? I'm not gonna lie, dude. They actually signed a lot more than what I expected. Like, no real superstars or anything, but some decent quality. Now, hopefully they can follow that up with a solid draft class. And I'll say, if you're unfamiliar with these career challenge videos, I have absolutely no say in what the team does. I don't sign anybody. I don't draft anybody. It's all done by the team's front office. I mean, for all I know, dude, they went and drafted Trevor Lawrence's replacement here. All right, here goes nothing. We went and got Travis Hunter. That is so insane. That is actually such an insane draft class. My God. 81 rated Travis Hunter. Emory Jones at right tackle. Jack Sawyer, 77 rated in the 3rd round. Some good offensive lineman, good running back. Okay, dude, maybe Bengals cooking. In the next season, like, surely this squad has more than 4 wins in them. I'm not gonna lie, dude, outside of the safety position, I think this is a pretty decent defense. So, like, what are the odds in season number 2 Brian Thomas can top what he did his rookie season? Honestly, I think like maybe 7-8 wins would be considered a successful season here. All right, I was basically spot on. Most importantly, how did Brian do? I mean, the team had a great offense, finished just outside the top 5 in the NFL. The defense was pretty good too. How we only win 7 games? I mean, Trevor Lawrence put up some pretty big numbers, but also threw a ton of interceptions. Like I said, like, this team's success really lies in the hands of Trevor Lawrence. With him up to an 81 overall now, maybe he can start to perform a little bit better. I'm excited to see how many of these yards and touchdowns went to Brian himself. Now on the ground, ooh, eating garbage. Right, here we go, moment of truth. Brian Thomas in year number 2 comes in with a massive season. 112 catches, 1,562 yards, and 15 touchdowns. Yeah, dude, I think this Brian Thomas guy is going to turn into quite the stud. Already a superstar, 89 overall. Like, he very easily could become a member of the 99 club in just like 2-3 seasons at this pace. Just out of pure curiosity, I want to see how the rest of the team is doing. We had Jack Sawyer led the team, 10.5 sacks. What a rookie season. Josh Allen, 10 sacks. Had more sacks than Josh Allen. And hold on a second, dude. Travis Hunter with 6 interceptions as a rookie, and he didn't score any touchdowns. This would be real fun to track how he does as well. He's already an X Factor, 88 rated as a rookie. Oh my God. I need to see if Brian actually completed any challenges his first season. He might have with those receiving stats. Oh no, he came 3rd in receiving yards. Puka and Rashee Rice beat him out, but still, he's getting close. And again, in receiving touchdowns, you have Puka, Rashee, Brandon Ayuk, Luther Burden, by the way, Josh Downs. So yeah, he came about 6, but still in a spectacular season. He did lead the league in receptions, but unfortunately, that's not a challenge. Now, out of pure curiosity, he went out and broke the all-time single-season Jags record for total touchdowns. So he holds that record. He has to get the all-time single-season receiving yard and receptions record. Has to do the same with the all-time Jags records. And if he can do that somehow, that's challenge number 5 completed. Now, there is a slim chance he could have won Offensive Player of the Year. No, it goes to Rashee Rice. He came all the way down to 4. I mean, I think an overall pretty productive first real season. I mean, with T-Law finally starting to progress, with 2 young offensive tackles, and not to mention some extremely talented youngsters on the defensive side, I really do think Brian Thomas could potentially be competing for a Super Bowl sooner than some of you might think. We just need our front office to put together another solid offseason here. I mean, they have the money to spend, because you can only have Brian Thomas on the cheap for so long. Actually, before the offseason does start, I want to see if he may be transformed into an X Factor. And look at that dude right on cue, literally into his 3rd season as a professional football player, and the man's already an X Factor. factor. Yeah, dude, had a ton of stuff go up after the Super Bowl week. I'm telling you, man, he is going to be a 99 club member here in like maybe 2-3 seasons down the line. But it is now time for Bingle to spend money again. So somehow after all that, our salary cap went up to 69.9. What a number. How did we gain $20 million in salary cap? I'm so confused. I'm assuming that means Bingle didn't do anything this offseason. We signed a bunch of practice squad players. Brother, we're out here signing Shapes and Carl Coakley. Okay, so we released 2 decent names. That's probably how we got some money, but why didn't we spend it? Hopefully they can make up for that with another solid draft class here. I mean, surely he couldn't have beat last year's class, right? And, oh, yeah, it was quite the stinker. Why are we drafting Garrett Nussmeier with our second round pick? What are we doing? We had a lot of picks this year, but like nobody I think is really gonna help us out at all. That's a really bad draft class. Going into next season, I just don't know if that draft class was good enough to really help this team compete for a championship this season. But regardless, I still think they're good enough, you know, to make the playoffs for the first time in Brian Thomas's career. I was spot on with my prediction last year, so give me 9 wins in 2026. Brother, I am not known as a Madden scientist for nothing. That's actually so funny. Spot on once again, and for the first time in Brian Thomas's career in the playoffs. But are they ready to actually compete for a Super Bowl? Offense dipped a little bit from last year, but still okay defensively. They sucked. How did we win 2 more games than last year? I mean, it's not like Trevor Lawrence really protected the ball that well. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's less interceptions than last season. Now, most importantly, Brian Thomas, how did he do? Insanity, dude. Oh, absolute cinema. Oh my god, dude. He just gets better and better.
I honestly think Brian Thomas was one of the most, if not the most, overrated receiver in last year's draft.
God, he's making me look like such a moron. 119 catches, 1,700 yards, 22 touchdowns. I think he definitely broke some Jags records this season. And surely he had to lead the league in one of these stats, right? So he very well might have completed his first career challenge this season. Now, before we check that out, I do want to see defensively, anybody break out? We had Josh Allen's great season. Jack Sawyer went back a little bit. Travis Hunter definitely didn't put up the 6 interceptions that he did last year. Now, let's go ahead and check, dude. Does Brian Thomas really want me to buy his jersey and wear it in my videos? Apparently, yes, he does. Oh my god, led the league with 1,700 receiving yards. Also, barely led the league with 22 receiving touchdowns. And why not just go ahead, go for the triple crown? Oh my gosh, how funny is that? Led the league in receptions by a single catch and led the league in receiving touchdowns by a single tutty. But with this dude, that's 2 challenges completed in 1 screen. And I'm not gonna lie, that might not have been the only 2 challenges he completed this season. I'm assuming, unless something crazy happened, he also won Offensive Player of the Year. This is nuts, dude. That's 3 of his 5 challenges completed already. And he's literally only 23 years old. And he's already been inducted to the 99 club, dude. Just kidding, not yet. This is crazy, dude. He is already the 6th highest rated receiver in the league, and he is not stopping anytime soon. He is arguably going to become one of the greatest receivers, if not the greatest receiver in NFL history at this rate. And no big deal, brother. He just also went out this year and broke every Jag single season receiving record on the book. Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, at this point, he's already about to break the all-time career record. He wants me to buy his jersey so bad, dude. Now, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he just went out and went ahead and won the Super Bowl this year. How insane would that be as a 9-win team? No Super Bowl this year. Not so fast, Brian. They at least win a game. They beat the Raiders, then got taken down by Joe Burrow. Yeah, the defense definitely was a problem. They got 440 yards. I want to see how he did. He 6 catches, 60 yards, touchdown, not shabby. I mean, to be fair, they did end up losing to the eventual AFC Conference champions. They didn't lose to the eventual Super Bowl champions, though. But I'm sure after that crazy season, we had some insane dev trade increases. Trevor Lawrence now up to superstar, so Brian's quarterback is just going to get better and better, which means Brian is probably going to put up even crazier stats later in his career. That's if he decides to stay a Jag long term, though. Apparently, he literally has 0 interest in resigning. They're about to have to pay him $500 million. Because again, dude, he's already a 96 overall, and he's only 24 years old. That's psychotic, Brian. Now, I am telling you guys, if Bingo can put up a solid offseason here with this $80 million to spend, I am telling telling you they could compete for a Super Bowl. They legit spent like $8 million. Like, what are we doing, brother? Let me guess, do we sign freaking Bilbo Baggins? Nope, we just re-signed two of our own, while actually releasing a few. I mean, from what I can tell, there were some pretty decent free agents on the market, so like, I have no idea what Bengals doing. This has better be a top 5 draft class of all time. Oh my god, it's garbage, dude. It is so garbage. Why did we get 3 cornerbacks? I just can't believe our first round pick was a guy named Donald Jenkins. I mean, despite the garbage offseason, I still think this team has what it takes to compete for a Super Bowl this next season. I've been spot on the first few seasons. This year, give me 10 wins. Well, there goes my insanity run. Brother, we didn't even make the playoffs. Missed the playoffs by a single game. We were the 8th seed. That's what you get, Bingo, for not signing anybody. Gotta do some investigating. What happened? Our offense was about the same as last year. Defensively, did we suck again? We were top 10. Trevor Lawrence, you know, about the same as the last few years. Nothing too crazy. We just still can't run the ball. And again, Trevor Lawrence combined the amount of rushing touchdowns as our other 2 running backs combined. I mean, most importantly, Brian Thomas, down a little bit. That's still a fantastic season when you say this is a down year for him. 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, not shabby. I'm wondering, is he now up to a 99? Not quite, but as close as you can get. Now, I do want to see, did he sign a contract extension? Yes, he did. He is a Jag through the 2032 season. Now, his quarterback, Trevor's up to an 86 overall, and he should progress for another 3 seasons or so. He's going to be stuck around for the duration of Brian Thomas's contract, so at least this duo is going to be together for a while. Josh Allen's still balling out. Jack Sawyer's still a dog. Travis Hunter's still, of course, leading the team in picks, which I am curious. He is now up to a 93 overall. I mean, despite Brian Thomas having an insane career up to this point, he's still quite a ways away from breaking all the Jags all-time records. But with that, time for another offseason and time for another period of my life where Bingle lets me down. I mean, I think they actually spent like $15 million this offseason. Oh, wait. The offseason hasn't even started yet. Let's try that again. Okay, for real this time, I think we at least spent like 10 mil. What scrubs did we pick up? Well, brother, I might have spoke too soon. We re-signed our punter and kicker. What an offseason. Brother, Arnold looks like a chunky punter. I'm gonna lie, I've kind of lost faith in our front office. Not really expecting the greatest draft class of all time or anything. Hopefully, though, they prove me wrong here. Brian wants to win a Super Bowl, man. I mean, they got another good cornerback to pair up with Travis Hunter. But I mean, it's not really like we needed another corner. Wait, he's 6'4"? I mean, looking at the team, dude, they should have been drafting receiver. I mean, dude, the team's up to an 87 overall. Like, that's Super Bowl caliber. Definitely do not like the fact that, like, what is that? I'm giving them a name. You know what, dude? I'm going crazy this season. I'm gonna say 11 wins, which would by far, not really by far, well, yeah, by far, kind of by 2, most wins in Brian Thomas's career. Count on it. Brother, why can't they get past 9 wins? So the offense is going backwards. Don't like that. Defense is getting better. I mean, it definitely wasn't Brian Thomas's fault. Oh my god, how do you put up 1,800 yards, 21 touchdowns, 120 catches on one of the worst offenses in football? I mean, despite the bad season, he is now a member of the 99 club at 25 years of age, you crazy boy. That makes him the number 2 receiver in the league. I don't really know who's ahead of him right now, maybe Justin Jefferson, but still, that's outstanding, brother. I mean, T-Law, at least he limited his turnovers. I think it's still the running game. I don't get why we can't run the gosh dang ball. Oh, I feel like I undersold that a little bit, man. Like, that's the best season Brian Thomas has ever had. The most catches he's ever had, most yards. Didn't top his touchdown total, but that's an insane pedigree to put up in just 5 years. And who would have guessed? Another offensive player of the year. Outside of that, the defense is cooking. 3 players with over 10 sacks, almost 4. Travis Hunter and John Stamos accumulating some decent picks. I just feel like this team is cursed right now, dude. Like, surely they'll get over the hump eventually, right? So we're at the end of offseason free agency, and I don't know what it means, but we have a negative salary cap. So that might mean that we actually signed some folks? The first thing I see is the fact that we lost one of our offensive linemen, so that's great. Oh my god, we didn't sign a single soul. I'm so confused. I mean, all we really did was re-sign Josh Allen. We re-signed Gabe Davis and picked up a 5th-year option. We're gonna be stuck in purgatory forever. forever. Another garbage class. Bingo! I'm so frustrated, man. We're just going to go ahead and sim straight to the end of next year. Surely. We got to make it back to the playoffs. Surely. Oh my gosh, dude. Miracles do in fact happen. The best season team-wise in Brian Thomas's career. Team has made it back to the playoffs for the first time in a while. Now the question is, can we actually push for a Super Bowl? Offense back in the top 10, so we take that. Defensively was another big year. Number 1 in the league, we take it. I swear, like, T-Law puts up like the same numbers every year. Like, it's good numbers. Like, he's gotten a lot better, not turning the ball over way too much. It's just like the same numbers. Kind of boring. They have a new running back now, and we still just can't run the ball as a team. Now, through the air, most importantly, Brian Thomas, another massive season. He broke again another career record as 23 touchdowns is the most he's ever had, which is just a mental number. Third offensive player of the year, dude. Not too shabby. I think at this point, brother, it is pointless to check his overall every year because he is going to be a 99 overall for a while. Like, by the time his contract is up, dude, they're going to have to pay him so much. Just checking on the defense, dude. What a player Jack Sawyer's turned out to be. And keep in mind, he was a 3rd round pick back when Bingle used to actually cook. And I'm telling you, it's just impossible for yours truly to win Coach of the Year. I'm so sad. The vibes will be improved though if this squad can finally make it to a Super Bowl, which we're gonna sim straight through. Can we win 3 straight games? Make it to the big game? No. Did we get first round? We didn't get first round. We got beat by the Chargers. Oh my god, I got dominated. They locked up Brian. I mean, might as well just skip free agency, get to the draft, because not like we have any money to spend. We're actually somehow negative 24 million in the cap. So maybe they won't be able to afford Brian Thomas's new extension after all. It's not like we're signing anybody. Right here, restructuring a ton of contracts. That's probably why. Okay, we re-signed a lot of players. Gave Travis Hunter a $100 million contract as a cornerback. A Britton Strange a pretty big contract too. So, like, at least we're able to retain our best talent, but it's not like we're able to add much. Now, I know I'm probably just about to disappoint myself, but at the same time, I feel like we're due for a good draft class. I mean, it's like a new decade for crying out loud. Right on cue, brother. Oh my god, thank the Lord. Zach Randall, you absolute beauty. I knew it was coming, brother. I could feel it in my testicles. Maybe, just maybe, this is the class that can finally bring this franchise their first ever Super Bowl. Since it's a brand new decade, I thought it'd be a good time to do a little squad update. The team definitely isn't the highest overall they've ever been. They're down to an 85 overall, but still, you know, competitive. Trevor Lawrence is at the age of 30, so he is probably going to start to go down every season, but he's still, you know, very capable as an 89 overall superstar. Brian Thomas, obviously still a 99. Got some youngsters on the O-line, including an absolute garbage can. And defensively, we look pretty good still. Got an incredible defensive line. Got a really good linebacker core. So let's see, what are the odds this team can top their 12-win season from a year ago? No, but they got pretty freaking close. They've got to eventually make it to a Super Bowl, right? I mean, a top 5 offense. I mean, can you really ask for much more? Defensively, were we still good? No, we kind of fell down to 19. I mean, to be fair, this is probably the best season we've ever seen from Trevor Lawrence. So hopefully that means Brian Thomas had a big season. Again, at least we found a running back that could average 4 yards per carry for, I think, the first time in Brian Thomas's career. Now, speaking of Brian, he, again, that's just a stupid numbers. And it is the most yards he ever had in a season. Not by many, but still, that's just crazy. And the fact of the matter is he's had more than 20 receiving touchdowns in a season for over half the years he's been in the league. Alien. Talk about aliens, brother. Jack Sawyer, 20.5 sacks. Josh Allen about had 20 sacks. Imagine having 2 20-sack guys on the same team. Like, what's going on here? And at the same time, I am assuming Brian Thomas with, what, his 4th offensive player of the year? Like, I lost count at this point. My god, dude, like, what does it take to win a Coach of the Year around here? You know what? Let's make up for that Coach of the Year snub with a Super Bowl appearance for the first time in Brian Thomas's career. Come on, I feel like he's earned it. Oh my god. Oh my god. It actually happened. Genuinely did not believe we were going to make the Super Bowl this year, but we beat the Browns by 14. Got past the Jets in a blowout and just barely squeaked past the Baltimore Ravens 23-20. And to be completely fair, dude, like, it's not like Brian did anything. My god. Tremaine Beacham, 11 catches? Like, who are you? Can Brian do it, man? Can he win one more game to win his first ever Super Bowl? Although first, I do want to do some deep dive dive analysis first. Jaden's a dog. I mean, Malachi Starks has turned into a beast. They got a good running back in Devin Neal. They got Trey Harrison. So a lot of youngsters they drafted in probably that first class has turned out to be absolute monsters for them. They got another good one in the second class. They had a lot of good young talent. They added, veteran receiver now in Garrett Wilson. So, like, this is a stacked team, not gonna lie. I think the Jags should be able to take them, though. I do have to say, disclaimer, I normally play these Super Bowl games myself in all these career videos, but it is 4 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be up for a vacation I'm going on for my 1-year wedding anniversary in 4 hours. So, like, come on, give me a break. So with that said, it all is up to Brian Thomas and the Jags themselves. Commanders go up to a 7-0 lead. It is 14-0. Oh my God. Okay, 6-14 went for 2. Didn't get it for some reason. Tie ball game just like that. The ties have turned. 3-point game. Jags take the lead. 28-17. The Jags and Brian Thomas come roaring back to win the first Super Bowl in franchise history. The Commanders go down. What a shocker. I thought for sure it was over. But we get the Gatorade bath as we are Super Bowl champions. And I got a feeling, brother, that this is going to be the first of many. And yes, Brian might have won another Super Bowl and might have completed another challenge, but he isn't forcing me to buy his jersey just yet. Now, I do want to see, what did he do in the Super Bowl? He put 4 catches, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Respectable. I mean, scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl is a pretty big freaking deal. And after you win a Super Bowl, normally you have some crazy stuff happen to the team. So I want to see if we had any depth trait increases to increase our chance of winning back-to-back Super Bowls. You have Trevor Lawrence out the get-go, now an X Factor. Randall, our young offensive guard's now a superstar. And you rarely see offensive linemen become superstars. Defensively, some weird stuff going on. Josh Allen's no longer an X Factor, but Jack Sawyer gained 1 in return. Also, cool note, Travis Hunter also about to be a member of the 99 Club. Brian Thomas, you crazy boy. He is still only 28. That's insane. And finally, at this point, has solidified himself as the undisputed #1 receiver in the National Football League. Now, just curious, what is he at? He has 1 year left on his contract. So, like, what are the odds they give him another extension? He is interested this time around, and they were already able to sign Trevor Lawrence to a contract extension, and they actually got him a lot cheaper than what his last contract was. So what I'm gonna do from here is just go ahead and simulate to the end of next season and see if they sign him to an extension. Don't forget, dude, still got some records to beat, boys. Not really a shocker, dude. Right back in the playoffs. Had the taste of 1 Super Bowl. Now they're trying to go back to back. I mean, 1,600 yards, 100 catches, 21 touchdowns is just utter woke nonsense. And also, kudos to Trevor Lawrence. I mean, it's the best season we've ever seen from him. And having 4 players with over 12 sacks, I don't think I've ever seen that in NFL history. Like, what in the world? All right, let's see if they can do it. Can the Jags and Brian Thomas make it back to back-to-back Super Bowls? No. Oh, dude, they were so close. They got took down by the Broncos in the conference championship. Oh, man, we outgained them by 100+ yards. We lost in overtime. This is the definition of a heartbreaker. You know, we just had a running back that could run for more than 2.4 yards per carry. Oh, my God, that is depressing. You're going to let Brian Thomas not make it to another Super Bowl after putting up 12 catches, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns? I honestly wouldn't blame him if he didn't re-sign after this. Now, moment of truth at the end of the season, did Brian Thomas re-sign with the Jacksonville Jags? Oh my gosh, a 5-year contract taking him through the 2036 season. I'm telling you, dude, Jags fans, if this is how things play out in real life, I am a jealous boy. Oh yeah, they wasted no time. In week 3 of the season, 5-year, $203 million contract. At the same time, locked up Jack Sawyer. So what we're gonna do from here is simulate probably about 5 years into the future, see if Brian Thomas wins any more Super Bowls, and see if he can officially become the best Jags receiver of all time. At the end of 2035, and the Jags are back to finishing their normal 9-8. But first, need to make sure Brian Thomas is still here, because Trevor Lawrence isn't. What do you know? Team still can't run the ball. Brian Thomas is still a Jacksonville Jag, still putting up incredible
incredible numbers. 20 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. He's got to be like 33, 34 at this point. Curious, what's his overall? He is up to a 95 overall at the age of 32. Still a superstar X Factor. And no big deal. Last few seasons, you know, it's just been a little bit of the same. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons where he went over 20 touchdowns. That's just so crazy. As I said, dude, he's only 32, so he still has a lot of life left in him. Now, he's already broke the all-time NFL career touchdown record. Now, can he break Jerry Rice's receiving yard and reception record? That's the question. Now, I do want to see, did they win any more Super Bowls? They did in 2033, 27-24 over the Bears. So Brian's officially won 2 and still at this point potentially counting. Now, we fast forwarded to the end of the 2037 season, and what do you know? Jags and Brian Thomas still in the playoffs. Most importantly, what is Brian doing at this point? He's still just, that's so crazy. I can't even say anything else that can describe what is happening. At this point, he all the way down to a superstar, but still at the age of 34, being an 88 overall is crazy work, Brian. You wild boy. Okay, so we had a little bit of a hiccup last year. 1,100 yards, 16 touchdowns on just 74 catches. Did rebound this year, but how insane is it that 1,100 yards, 74 catches, 16 touchdowns is the worst season of his entire career? Like, how insane is that, Brian? My only disappointment in his career is the fact that they haven't ran more jet sweeps with him. Now, they did sign him to another extension, so he's at least going to be a Jag through next year. I just want to see, he's made 14 Pro Bowls, which he only has 13 years of experience at this point, so I think it's safe to say he's made the Pro Bowl every single year of his career. He's led the league in receptions 5 times. Like, I don't even know, like, how many times. I can't even count this. He's won best receiver, offensive player of the year, what, like 5, 6 times each? And let's see if he can make it to his 3rd Super Bowl. Actually, he might have made it last year. Don't know. I'll check. Oh, he got so close, dude. The freaking division rival Texans had to ruin our fun. And unfortunately, no, we did not win the Super Bowl last year, sad as that is. So we are at the point where I do need to check each and every season, just make sure he hasn't retired, which would be crazy because he's still a monster. Hasn't rode off into the sunset just yet, but this was the off season where he's turning 35 years old. I mean, you have Jaden Daniels retiring over there. Oh man, he is down to an 84 overall with normal dev. But I mean, if we've learned anything about Brian Thomas at this point, dude, like, I wouldn't be shocked if he went out and put up 2,000 yards next year. I mean, leave it up to the year where Brian Thomas is a shell of his former self for the team to have the best season of his entire career. If I'm not mistaken either, dude, this is the first time he has ever earned a 1st round bye. I've got to see what the heck he did, dude. Is he still putting up crazy numbers? I mean, 1,300 yards, 19 touchdowns, not bad for an 84 overall. And hopefully they can go all the way and win the Super Bowl here, because there's a very good chance Brian Thomas could just retire after this year. Here we go, brother. Moment of truth. That's depressing. God, for what, a 2nd straight year they lost in the conference championship game by 3 points? Oh, they outgained him by 100 yards too, dude. What happened? Brian had a great game. I mean, if he goes out in that performance, dude, he's literally had arguably the best career of any receiver in NFL history, so you couldn't blame him. Jack Sawyer calls it quits. There it is. Brian Thomas wants to spend more time with his family, but he retires after not only becoming the greatest receiver in Jags history. Wait, hold on. Before I say anything else, before I do anything more in my life, I've got to point out that Trevor Lawrence became the all-time rushing touchdown leader in Jags history too. Let's continue. He also became the greatest wide receiver in NFL history. Yeah, Jerry Rice might have had more catches, but dude, who cares? And yes, obviously, he completed his career challenge. Oh, I actually have to do it, dude. My Brian Thomas jersey is officially on the way. Now, don't get your panties in a wad. It takes a little buffer of time for me to get the jersey and record more videos, so you'll probably see a few without me in the jersey. But as soon as I get it, I'll record in it for a week.
Like, I honestly think Brian Thomas was one of the most, if not the most, overrated receiver in last year's draft.
Now, hopefully you enjoyed that one, and if you did, you can click right here to watch me play the career of Malik Neighbors. And if you thought this Brian Thomas career was crazy, check out this Malik Neighbors one. Now, if you're still here and haven't clicked that Malik Neighbors career yet, please consider clicking that subscription button. I'm trying to hit 1.5 million before Madden 26 comes out, and the only way we can do that is if you click subscribe.